Okay, here we are doing the thread mix here. I already started on a lot. I did a lot of the drums. We'll probably come back and do some more onto them already, but you can kind of see there's quite a bit going on already here. And I did some stuff over on the mix bus that I'll just briefly talk about. I think it's usually better to, if you're going to use a compressor on the mix you think you're going to on the overall mix bus, I think it's usually better to mix into it so that you know what you're doing to the dynamics already before you try to apply it at the end of something and then end up kind of messing with the rest of the mix and having to go back and redo stuff. Just if you're going to do it, I recommend trying at least mixing directly into the compressor. Um, Again, it's like you're not doing anything crazy on there. You're not smashing it 5 dB or anything like that. You're doing some very light stuff, but it can cause issues, um, in my opinion. And then you've done all this hard work when you've built a mix, and you don't want to see it get you don't want to work inefficiently. So let's go take a listen to what we got over here already. You can see there's a gate working on the snares and the toms.
Here, this is said for the record. I sit on my contentious soul. God, no, don't let it be so. Come on, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes.
Oh, take a look. We have not done any parallel compression on it, but we are sending it to a bus, so we're getting a little bit of extra volume out of there.
What is mine?
It's been a couple days since I was doing this, so let's take a look. I think, well, let's listen.
What is mine? I don't think I.
Hey, just a little bit of that more volume can make the drum sound pretty good. Different genres of music have them at different levels, but I think you're not going to usually go too wrong with having some pretty present drums, unless you're actively trying to get the drum sound out of the way. Um, it just really depends. Most of the music I am working on typically doesn't benefit from having far away sounding drums. It typically is stuff like metal, hip hop, R&B. Typically, you really have that upfront feel. What if we did? I mean, this is big drum sounds. I don't think there's any reason we can't maybe go for a classic here. All in.
What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes that broke off contact. Gonna be late. Baby, I don't
Hey, turn that down a little bit.
Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine? I don't think I'm.
Yeah, I pull it down a little bit.
What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too.
Oh, I do want to point out, since I don't have a recording of it, this kick sound, for a kind of rockish tune like this, I thought that the kick did not have a ton of like content in like the mid highs, 2000, 3000 range, which is where the click or beater sound is. So I did use a quote unquote drum replacer. It's what this program is called, this plugin, which basically just plays a sample based off of a signal level. You can see here sort of how it works.
What is mine?
So that turquoise line right there is the threshold that triggers the replacement sample. And I'm not using it to replace, I'm using it to augment, because if you listen to in solo, I remember feeling like I wanted a little bit more. I've kind of boosted a little bit up there too. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. And so part of that attack is also coming from the compression I'm doing. The I forgot what I called it in the other one, but the big sound, the snappy sound. Yeah, it's a pretty significant boost right there. It's just under 11 decibels. Pretty wide too to get a little bit more of that sound. I'm actually not hugely. I'm fine with the low content of it. I think the low content of it sounds great, but you can listen to. This is the one I replaced it with, and in a replacement, I've pulled out a little bit of the low end to let the other one shine through a little bit, because this little bump here is what I want, just to sort of like fill out the sound. Oh, I'm clipping on the master thing. Oh shit. Oh, it's probably from the parallel compressor. I'm going to pull this down a little bit because I actually thought it was sounding a little too clicky. And maybe boost you up a little bit. This one's got a gate too, but it's, that's just because there's a lot of bleed on these things, and I don't think you always have to worry about it, but if you can get a nice sound and it's relatively easy to set a gate, I'd say why not. We can turn that off too. Here, let's hear that in context, because I did change it, so I want to make sure I didn't fuck it up. Oof. Okay. We have launched ourselves into the stratosphere.
No, don't let it be so. Oh, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine?
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
here's
the
it without
kind
the
of person that
replacement.
thinks about it too much.
I mean, if you're listening to it on the headphones, you'll hear the low end definitely. It's responsible for the low end and the sound. But when you put it with
don't. I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
See, without the original one too, it's thin. My philosophy with the replacement stuff is if you have something specific that you want that you think will enhance the sound, go ahead and do that. I don't think it's particularly great to be just going and replacing things willy-nilly. Some people disagree, but I think as much as possible, you want to capture the performance and all that, and part of that is playing the way that the artists played. But at any rate, that's just kind of the catch up. There's a bunch of stuff going on with the snares and stuff, and that's just basically because I wanted to be able to get a nice powerful sound. Same with the toms. I did a little bit of stuff to make this snare sound a little bit tighter because I think that this song benefits from it, and as I mentioned in the other videos, tight. I love a tight snare. I love just a bit. And I didn't think that this is one that would benefit from like a huge snare sound. But guess what? We're going to add some reverb in a little bit, and then it's going to sound a little bit bigger and sound a little bit nicer and have a little bit more of a tail. Because I think it does want the big room sound. I just don't want the big snare itself sound. I don't need to have the skin of the snare just resonating like a bunch of milliseconds afterwards. I think I want to have the room tone and the reverb handle that aspect of it.
My people, what is my...
Also, quick note, I did make the guitars stereo, and you know what I'll do? I will also group them together right now since I didn't do that initially. Who knows? More guitar layers may come up. This is exactly the kind of song that could benefit from it, but we'll figure it out. I may want to keep this for the interest of time and me being able to finish all of my assignments. I may not go as crazy on the guitars as I did on the last one.
My people, what is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices.
So I'm treating the drum shells also differently with a different compressor.
My people,
A Fairchild, actually it was in the assignments for, it's a replica of the Fairchild, not replica, an emulation of the Fairchild compressor. It's a really cool one. I don't think you can use it quite on everything, but on the things that you find that you like on it, I guarantee you're going to feel like, oh, this makes it buttery smooth. Yeah, it's good shit. So this is just processing the shells, and then I'm doing the big sound all-in parallel compressor for all of the drums. Just because I wasn't gonna, but I think this is a big drum sound song, so I don't mind having the overheads and stuff in there just a little bit. You'll notice though I don't put the room tone in there. But maybe I could. I don't know. I've never really tried that before. Do I want to try it now?
my people,
Also, excuse my voice. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but doesn't matter. We must mix. Things must occur. Yeah, let's just fucking see what happens. Who cares? What are we gonna do? Can always take it away. Maybe I can't. Let's cut that
my
over.
people, what is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
Okay, I'm glad I tried that. I don't want that much of it. Let me try and pull it down a little bit, but I actually don't mind the little extra sparklies on there. It makes it nice and present and contributes to the rest of the sound. Maybe other people will see that and you'll go, no, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know. I liked it.
My people, what is mine? I don't think I'm
gonna leave it in for now. I may decide that I want to tame that up a little bit later, but there. Now stop fucking with the drums. Everything, you can find all sorts of nonsense about how to do drums, because drums are awesome and cool, and we love doing it. Now let's take a listen to this bass, which is my initial goal for starting this. Take a listen. Whoa, get down here. Pretty consistent playing. I say that as someone who plays sometimes very aggressive like metal bass and stuff, and my transient's a little bit different than that when I'm playing that kind of style, so can be good to know. The attack of that stuff is way more intense, so you might end up using more compression or more editing techniques to kind of get a low consistent sound. Okay, yeah.
person that thinks about it too much.
I'm gonna go for the classic. I'm gonna try and process or at least classic for me. I mean, you all do whatever you want. I'm gonna try to process the low end and the mid-range high end of this separately. Why? Because there's not a lot of low end shit going on.
So God, no, don't let it be so. Come on, baby,
this guitar tone is like doesn't make up for some of the low end, which kind of leaves, and this organ's not doing it either. Here, I'll play that too. It's got some of it. Let's play it with the bass. No, but I'm going to keep in mind that I'm going to want some of the frequencies in the bass to stay out of the way of the organ, because we want to. The organ's cool, we like it, and it's a super consistent part of the song. You could see just looking at the waveform like that guy never stopped playing. Not that the bass player really does either, but I want to be able to accentuate that, but also, you know, get what we want, which is like a big thumping bass. So let's take a look.
Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people.
I meant to select Pro Q3 because, as you noticed, I tend to go with it. You know what? It's all right. Let's roll with this one. At the end of the day, all of these things are, you know, you don't need one or the other to be good at anything. You can do any of the things with whatever tools you have. It's just a matter of ease and familiarity, and sonic characteristics that you're actively going for. But, you know, in terms of something like some very basic EQ like I'm about to do, it doesn't need to be the Pro Q3. I like that one.
So, God, no, don't let it be so. Oh, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes that broke our contract. Caught up in the headlights, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
So what I'm doing right there is I'm trying to find the frequencies that are getting in the way of the kick drum. This is kind of an insane boost, but I'm doing that on purpose to, you know, figure out when am I losing it, because I don't want the bass there.
So, God, no, don't let it be so. Oh, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
Losing a little bit of power there. So if I take advantage of the fact that we're here,
Hear these voices raise those
take
eyes
advantage this is dynamic.
that broke our contract. Caught up in the headlights, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
A lot of information in that range. Let's give that a little boost. Just a little boost.
So, God, no, don't let it be so. Oh, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine?
Now you're probably thinking like, damn, I can't really hear the basses clearly or whatever. I hear a little bit more low end, but it feels like a little bit less defined. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm kind of worried about the like subs and lows, and I might even take this filter down a little bit just because I want a really consistent thumpy ass bass for this low end bit. So let's try and I don't know. I mean, basses are usually something that wants to be fairly consistent. And if you don't want to add too much color, I don't know if I mentioned it in the other one, you can run compressors in series.
Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
We're going to smash it a little bit more to make it more consistent. Again, I'm not really worrying about that that higher frequency content. And the hope, the dream, is that just lets me focus on that really like intense low end consistency, which will blend in with the higher stuff, and then it'll be nice and fat.
Don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine?
I mean, that's pretty fat right there. Now the LA2A, known for making things that are small sound big. However, the
Oh God, no,
you can hear it.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't
I can even take the volume down a little bit. It's got that little
recollection might be poor.
boost. I just took it down like 3 dB.
What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
Maybe ring it up a little bit more.
Hear these voices raise those eyes.
Where am I filtering this off at? Starting at what? Like 200-ish? Okay, 250-ish. It's not bad. I think there actually might be some more room to play around with getting that a little bit tighter. But let's not go there until we're doing, we have an ultimate goal in mind here.
So God, no, don't let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion.
I'll use it again so you see on the other one. Let's do the reverse. Let's start cutting it around there.
So God, no, don't let it.
You can hear what that's all just that high-end stuff. I'm gonna do this too. It's not gonna make much of a difference, but just for any residual nonsense. This is also like a pretty reasonable tone for, I think, a different kind of song. Some of the some songs the bass has not got that much mid content in it, and it sounds great. But it also sounds good, I think, for this one with like a little bit of attack. And we might be able to get a little bit of fun bonus points, because I think this mid stuff we might be able to add a little bit of saturation or distortion, and I think we might have a really fun sound.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion.
500. It's kind of a culprit tone in the bass.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute.
If you like your bass to sound like a duck, I think this is a perfect and reasonable frequency to boost by, what did I do here? 13 decibels, 14 decibels. I'm not the biggest fan of the duck sound for the bass, so I will probably do the opposite.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion.
Let's get it out of the way.
My people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person.
I think we will be served just fine using some similar settings here.
Oh God, no, don't let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine?
Now here we can experiment. I'm going to try to not use up too much time on this. But what if this bass had just a little bit more going on in the mid-range stuff? This, if you're struggling to figure out exactly why people have like a bunch of distortion plugins or saturation plugins or fuzz plugins or anything where you're intentionally distorting the signal, the thing to understand, if you don't, is not understand if you don't, but like if you don't know, when you run signal through a circuit and overload it, which is what distortion is or saturation is, it introduces harmonics, more stuff. There's a math to it. What kind of circuit it is, what the methods of driving that circuit are, will change what harmonics are generated. I know less about that than knowing what they do. But when people are talking about like, oh, nice warm sound or this kind of like lovely saturation and like talking about different pieces of gear, the different pieces of gear are introducing different forms of distortion and harmonics. It's part of what you're hearing. Just a heads up. So it's common to use it to sort of just like add a little bit more zhuzh to something, because that's quite literally what you're doing. You're introducing new things because you're overloading or simulating the overload of a circuit. Maybe that was interesting. Maybe it wasn't. But yeah, let's go for the little tube on this one. I think little tube doesn't go. I know I pulled it up on there. I think little tube can go. Like, be nice and subtle.
No, don't let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection.
You're gonna have to excuse a little bit of my voice and my breathing a little bit because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. My nose is a little stuffed. I mentioned that already, and I said that we should continue the mix. I'm gonna keep doing that. This is a little bit. This is nice. I might put that on the bus for that actually, depending. But let's go for something a little bit more intense. Oh, Samsam. Samsam makes lots of stuff for bass. This looks like it's an amp modeler. Boy, can you hear a lot of that distortion? Oh, hey. Actually, what if I pulled that down? I mean, how wild do you want to go? That may be a cool tone to add to like a metal bass, but let's see. Let's see. may come back to that. I sort of like the grittiness to it. This tune is a little bit gritty and could get a little bit grittier, but I don't want to throw grit in like the vocals and the sax or anything like that, or the organ. That's not where I'm gonna get the grit. We're gonna get grit from guitars. We're gonna get grit from drums. We're gonna get grit from the bass. Speaking of which, you're gonna say, "Oh man, aren't you worried about over compressing the signal before you do this next thing?" No, we're gonna do some more, and we're gonna do a little bit more saturation. We're gonna do the thing I like to do, which is to get a little bit of consistency throughout the bus. Maybe this will be the one. Maybe I'll use the little tubes for this. Let's find out.
God, no, don't let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see.
Perfect example. You can hear a massive difference. Obviously, I'm like driving it insanely.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
Not bad. When you drive it up, it makes that low end go crazy. But just for the sake of, because we brought it up, let's try it with the little tube. Little tubey.
Let it be so. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me,
pretty similar
don't
sound.
get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes that broke off contract.
I actually like it with the magma tubes better. Yeah, I like that. Whatever little circuit emulation they're doing. That's
Let it be so.
doing it for me.
Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people.
Let's make it bigger.
What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it.
That's a little bit muddier. Pull it down a little bit.
Hear these voices raise those eyes.
Okay, well that's part of it. So.
That broke off contracts are caught up in the headlights. Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection.
I've been pulling down the overall bus volume.
What is mine? I don't.
And that's not for the mix purpose in the sense of like I'm trying to find it in the mix. I want to hear that I'm making it better. Always be, when you're adding stuff, try and make sure you're making it better. Don't just be adding shit willy-nilly.
Baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection, my people. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes that
Just trying to find where in the low end track that I did, where it's sort of the like, set that to 0 because I'm going to just use it as a dynamic band.
baby, I don't got.
This is sort of where what I would call just like the gunk is a little bit. It's just a little gunky. But who knows? I could try and pull it out and make it worse. But I have a feeling that maybe if I
Don't see me, don't get a notion. My
Pull it out some of
recollection
the time.
might be poor. What is mine?
Pull it down even further, maybe.
I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much. Hear these voices raise those eyes that broke our contract. Caught up in the headlights, baby, I don't got a minute. Don't see me, don't get a notion. My recollection might be poor. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
You know, I think that's making it better. It's kind of the perfect time when you feel like, oh, maybe I don't know if that's making better. It's a really reasonable time to take a break, let your ears rest. So I think that's what we'll do, and we'll come back to this in just a few. Yeah, and just see. I might be overthinking this a little bit. I might want to do some other stuff to get the bass and the kick drum to sit a little bit nicer. But you know what we did achieve? We did achieve a big ass fucking bass sound, and that's going to be of a benefit to us, certainly as we mix this tune.
Action might be poor. What is mine? I don't think I'm the kind of person that thinks about it too much.
Okay. Maybe you'll be surprised by what we do when we come back after we take a look at this bass again. You might think it's the guitar, because I've done everything in all the other videos pretty much in order. I did all the drums in order and everything like that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe it'll be different. I don't know. We'll find out in a second.